Hey, everybody. Welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We are a funny podcast about family. My name is Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian, the host of the aforementioned podcast. And alongside me in our state-of-the-art recording studio above Public Square Coffee in downtown La Mesa is my lovely wife, Melissa Nickerson, and our producer, or not co-producer, only producer, solo producer, Andy Lara. We're just skitting and scatting.
Just having fun.
Guys, this is our fourth try on this podcast today, and there is about 15 minutes of unusable crap that we have tried that is available to patrons only. I have been up since 1:45 my time, a.m., what we're at right now, and it is showing. I am lagging. Have a few of the airs absolutely been Melissa? Yes. But I'll fall on that sword because I'm tired and delusional.
Yeah, I am too.
But that's going to be some good Patreon content. Check out Patreon if you want to get a little more from the podcast. And we have a Patreon Zoom hang.
On June 26th.
On June 26th, so check that out. So we got lots to talk about here today, everybody. It's Father's Day this weekend. Yes. And we're going to talk about Father's Day. It's also dads. It's just dads in grad season. We all know it. Let's put them together. You know, and we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about just physical ailments as you age, like, you know, just general neck pain that I've been having, and, you know, exciting stuff like that. I want to talk about whether or not you should ever sprint as an adult. Okay. I want to get into that. Melissa and I had a ceremonial, a sanctimonious event where our kids are officially too old for trampolines, which is, we're going to get into that. We got a Bingo Dingo review for the end of Ted Lasso. We got a lot of stuff to get into, everybody. So
great.
Thanks for tuning in. Today is Wednesday, and I'm in Chicago tonight. If you guys are around, that show is probably sold out. But if you're in the Chicago area and you want to go to a show, I'm going to be in Rosemont tomorrow, the 15th, so you can check that out. And then this weekend is San Diego and L.A., and then the rest of June is Orlando, Tampa, Boston, Charlotte, Raleigh, July, North Charleston, Asheville, Tacoma, Nashville, Atlanta, August, San Jose, Fresno, Sacramento, Omaha, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Tulsa, Addison, San Antonio. Then the rest of the year is Houston, Oklahoma City, Austin, Phoenix, Columbus, Cleveland, Liberty, Pittsburgh, and new on sale January 18th through 20th, Kansas City. And February 22nd through 24th, Grand Rapids. Yes, that's of the next year. So go check out those dates, everybody. Also, for those of you who've been leaving reviews, thank you so much. We really appreciate those. That really helps us. It's just like a legitimacy thing, you know?
Yeah, because you just you pick up a podcast and then you're like, well, do people like this?
Do people like this?
So
it's
just,
highly,
you know, like vouch for us.
Yeah, it would mean a lot to us. And if you could share this with a friend and maybe two friends. I don't know. Do you still
just
got two friends?
Say like what you do while you're listening to it, or just say Mel said it doesn't have to be funny.
That is a very common one.
Because the point is the review. It doesn't have to be. If you want to write like 2 paragraphs of witty stuff, by all means.
Yeah, by all means do that.
That's fun for you.
You know,
but it's not necessary.
It isn't necessary at
the
all.
review is what we need.
Yeah.
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 So.
We need.
We need it.
Please. So anyways, thanks everybody for coming out to shows thus far. Tour's going well. It was a whirlwind weekend. And the last 2 weeks have just been bonkers, being out with Tay, like finishing this run. I'm on a break from her, not a break from her.
Her tour.
Or that tour until August. And so it's just our dates, local this weekend. And then you guys are going to be out for a lot of them. So
yeah,
you may,
most of July.
Yeah, if you're in Tacoma or you're in Nashville or Atlanta, it's a decent chance you're going to see a one Melissa Nickerson.
Might have a Mel sighting.
A Mel sighting is exciting. Yeah. So we were in Colorado Springs this weekend.
You were? Yeah. With Taylor.
And I got a guy message us. He said, like, I couldn't believe how good your guys' Colorado Springs jokes were. And he's like, it wasn't like the standard, like, it's cold here. It was like you guys were really, really tied in with what Colorado Springs culture is.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you know, Taylor and I have been in and around the evangelical world in our day, and Colorado Springs is kind of a mecca for it.
Yes.
And between that and the Air Force Academy and family being out there and having toured there, it was
my family.
Your family being out there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I bring in the Air Force ties, and it definitely. Plus, you guys tour Colorado all the time. Like Tay tours Denver and Colorado. Colorado Springs, it's like 2 different markets.
Yeah.
And she'll do it twice in a year. So it's just like very frequent.
Us real road dogs, we know a lot about a lot of different places, and
especially the big cities.
Well, and Colorado Springs isn't big, but it does have a very distinct identity.
It does.
So when I walk out on stage and say Colorado Springs, or as I like to call you, the Fox News of Colorado, big hit.
Right.
And we're on our way. And then I made some jokes about Lucifer, and I was like, so I ran back up to the Springs where you guys still believe in God up here. And then, I had some, I have a military joke that's, you got to come see me live for that banger right now. But then I go, yes, and I do know the academy's here. And,
Yeah,
so
that's good.
but Colorado Springs is great. So we, Taylor's unbelievable manager, Judy, has a place there and is from there, and it was her birthday, and so it was a bit like celebratory. So she got like this like resort we were staying at, which is so funny.
I just figure it's like a lodge.
Yeah, and it was.
I feel like everything in Colorado.
It was lodgy. It was very Colorado-y.
Yeah.
And this ties into the first topic that I want to talk about. They had scheduled me a massage. Now I'm here to tell you this. This is. The road has moments of glam, but not a lot. It's very,
it's hot and cold.
To let you know what the road is more like, Taylor and I really appreciated that resort, and it was also awesome. What we got more excited about was that we discovered the Westin at the Denver airport that's 100 feet away from security. That's what we get, oh my God, that's like a massage for us.
Yeah,
and
you're going to save so much time.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to save so much time. So, what we would do on a vacation versus the road is all efficiency. But we got there and it was great. It was super relaxing. We walked around. We saw a deer. Taylor said at one point we were having a meal and she was kind of upset about something. She's like, I can't really get that mad when I'm literally looking at a swan right now. You can only get so worked up in the presence of a swan.
Nice hotels and dining. It's just so pretty to look at.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
It's comfortable, but it's also really pretty.
It's a pleasant experience for sure. So I, for whatever reason, on Thursday when I left, I think I told you I woke up pretty sore. I got some little neck thing, shoulder situation. Don't know what it is. It's probably sleep related. Let's be honest. It's just what it's like at our age. And I was like, oh, I have that massage. That actually might be good timing.
I think it's your weightlifting. I think when you weightlift, things go awry, which is a terrible place to be.
Yeah, it might be that, but it reminded me.
But sleep too.
It also reminded me of when I ended up in the ER in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Yeah. Because I was holding the wheel so tight because I was in a snowstorm. Have I told you this story?
No.
Yeah.
You drove through a mountain range in the dark.
Yeah.
During a snowstorm.
And I was just so tight on here that my shoulder, and bad story long, 2 hours later, I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to go to the ER, and I had managed to get my down because I sleep without a shirt, and so I managed to get my stuff off, but the pain got so much worse during that time. I couldn't get my shirt back on, so I drove to the ER in Wisconsin in a snowstorm with a shirt off.
Didn't you have half a coat on?
I had half a flannel over one arm and two nipples out, and they're
like, sir, you have to wear a shirt.
The temperature is 1, but it wasn't head related or bleeding, and so
you proceeded to sit there all night.
I just had to sit there for a couple hours because it's La Crosse, Wisconsin. I can't, and I'm in pretty bad pain, and the guy just he's like, he kind of felt around and he goes, okay. And he just gave me a shot and he goes, that'll get you home. But it reminded me of that. So it's just kind of tense. But I was excited about this massage. And then I woke up and it was worse.
Yeah.
And this is what aging was. I was in so much pain that I was like, I can't get a massage. Nobody can touch this. This will make it so much worse.
I think it would have to be like a therapeutic
Yeah.
massage.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Somebody that understands.
Yeah.
Like a injury.
Yeah. I don't love a massage. I don't.
Well, it's kind of a thing that comics do like before a special or like a birthday.
Do you like
kind
massages?
I got that one massage this year.
Well, the TMJ one.
I got a TMJ massage this year, and then I got the flu the next day. Like fever, chills.
Yeah.
It was in December. So that was unfortunate. I don't think they were correlated.
It could have been, though.
But all the benefits of the massage, like, I had like aches and fever.
Yeah.
And so I'm not like, book my next one.
No.
I think my massage right now is just like doing yoga. Like I do like 10 minutes of yoga every night.
Like if I booked you a massage, like, would you be excited about it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a no.
Yeah. I think massages are a thing that some people really like. And that's very relaxing. It's not relaxing to me.
Right. It's kind of like a pedicure. Is that, can you relax? Can you
I just get bored during
chill?
a pedicure.
Yeah.
Sometimes
like a pedicure can hurt.
Yeah.
Like if they're like cutting too close to the nail.
The last massage that I got was Nate threw this big shindig kind of
before he
filmed his last special.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we got there and like, your massage is scheduled. And you're like, what? Okay. I'm here for like 6 hours.
Well, the masseuse came to the house,
which was awesome.
Yeah, had the table.
Super nice. It was very very bougie, and it was and that was the first one that I like kind of liked. But
and you said go light, right?
I said What it is I don't want to say I'm a workaholic, but I do feel guilty relaxing.
Yeah.
When I'm away from you. Are you disagreeing with me on that?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No. I was thinking about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you do too. I don't know if it's guilt, but you don't like, do not like the sensation of having nothing to do.
No. I'm like, we have stuff to get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more restful for you.
Yeah, it is.
We went to Kauai years ago because it was a gig. And they're like, we can give you $100. You're like, that's not enough. Like, but we can pay for travel and place to stay. You're like, well, that's what money's for. And we stayed 5 days.
Yeah.
Melissa took a deep breath on day 3.5.
It's so true. And you know what the worst part about my personality is? One of them.
Do you want me to answer that question or no?
No, I'll answer it.
I'm so curious about what you're going to say.
It happened to me this weekend again. And I was like, I wish you weren't like this. But it's just kind of at my core who I am. Was the first night we get in, we like drop our bags, we like go to the water, right? Like you're in Kauai. And all these people are like taking sunset pics. And I'm like, are you guys even dating? I'm like criticizing these people I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? What, and then the other thing was everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's so nice. Like the sunset. And because everyone was so excited about it, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, over it. Like, this isn't that cool. And
this is why.
And this is like one of my main character flaws. I don't believe the hype, and I don't want to do everything that everyone else likes.
Yeah. And
it takes away from the enjoyment for me. And I got over it. Like, I don't want to. You shouldn't say like, wow, you got to go to Kauai and you were upset about it. Like,
right.
That's not.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know.
That's like that's complaining about your injury that you got skiing.
Yeah. You got to go skiing?
Yeah, that's coming home and like, I'm so tired from golfing. Like, oh, baby, baby. So there is a self-awareness. I will say, when you say you're not from anywhere, that to me shows, and I bet Andy knows what I'm about to say, that to me, Seattle left the biggest mark on you. Because that is a very punk rock Seattle thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Like, you got into The Office like season 6. And that's because people, and I'm guilty of this too, people you don't liked it. And
or I don't like their taste.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel about Ted Lasso.
So yeah, I ended up going this weekend to see Brett Goldstein with a friend.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like a big connection point for us.
That's Roy Kent, if you guys don't know.
Yeah. It was a big connection point for us. And so we went and did this. And then there was a lot of people in shirts. And I like, like Ted Lasso, Richmond shirts. I like people getting excited about something.
Yeah.
But I also don't like to kind of join the bandwagon.
Sure.
I want to be like individual and so unique. And so... So, the Civic Center is what? 4,000?
Sold out 3 shows.
Yeah, so me and 12,000 people went to this show over the weekend, and I was like, I don't believe the hype. For a second, I can catch myself and be like, get over it, enjoy it.
Is this Target?
No. It would have been Target if I bought it. But
I bought that.
But you bought that.
Yeah. No, I 100% relate to that.
It's dumb. It's so dumb. Mm-hmm. But you notice it and then you get over it. Yeah. Like, you're like, whatever. If you want to take a sunset pic, take a sunset pic.
It's really nice when you come back around to it, when you realize that you call yourself on your own bull crap, and you realize that you were being annoying. Yeah. And then for me, for example, you just go, you know what? The chili peppers are pretty great. I've been ripping on. I'm like, I miss when they were the old cool funk band. That's when they were awesome with George Clinton or whatever. They were awesome back then. No, the mainstream California. And I was like, no, a lot of bangers. Peppers got a lot of hits. Really, really good band. One of the great rock bands. Yeah. Just be okay with it, man. Just be okay with it. You don't have to be against it. I know I have some.
You can come around on something.
You can come around on it. That being said, ranch is gross. I'm not going to go back to that. Ranch is a disgusting substance. No, thank you. So.
Well, you can't have it anyways.
Anyway, it's true. Anyways, Colorado Springs was great. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I did not get that massage because I had hurt myself so bad that I couldn't get medical treatment. It wasn't medical. It was a massage. But
right.
Yeah, didn't. I've also you know what I love? I'm a middle-aged man. I just love going on a walk.
I knew you were going to say that.
You knew it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Andy, are you guys walkers? I think we're in a big walk era right now.
We are.
I would like to walk more because I love being just outside for no good reason.
But you could
but that's part of it is why I can't walk anywhere because I'm wrangling 4 kids from running into the street.
Yeah.
And so it's insanely stressful. Mm-hmm. So it cancels itself out.
That's why like a park with like a fence. You're like, I know where you are.
Yeah.
But you can't really walk.
Right.
Yeah. We're in a big walking kick.
You tried to get me into it when we were young, and I couldn't do it because I had ADD that I didn't know about, and I was lactose intolerant, and I didn't know about that. So I'd get distracted, and I would have to poop, and that's not a good walk vibe.
Right. Because I was like, hey, here's this free thing that we could do.
Yeah. That's good for us.
That's good for us. Yeah. But we came around.
We did come around. Big walk area.
See, this is us being the contrarians. Like, we came around to hiking like 2 years ago.
I mean, I'm not going to say we on me on that one. I'm going to give you that one, you only, because I've been trying to get us to do Cowles Mountain for years.
Well, I
started doing it without you.
It's the little kid thing.
Yeah.
Right. We actually camp and hike a lot. So we've dragged them on 5 mile, like, they can hike. Like, they can do it. We just don't, like,
so,
suburban-wise, can't get on a walk.
You know how you are with,
Yes.
like, roads with your kids? That's how I am with hiking with my kids. Because one of our children, like, can't be trusted. Like, you'd be like, don't jump off this cliff, and they would do it. And so I'm very anxious on, like, hills and cliffs and
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Had too many close calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do what's the old Dimitri Martin joke? The hiking is just walking where it's okay to go pee outside. They're pretty similar. Then we went to Kansas City, and KC shows are fun. And I saw Trey Kennedy, former front seater here, and endorsed our book very graciously. Trey is a new-ish husband and a new dad.
Yes.
They got a real young one. And it was very funny. It was just, I hadn't
They
been...
came to the Saturday show?
Well, she did not come.
Okay.
He came to the Sunday show.
Okay.
And it was, I hadn't been around like a fresh dad in a while.
Yeah.
And he was tired. And he was like, and I'm not like in like the... One thing I hated when we were new parents is people like, you have no idea how hard it's going to get. You know, you're like,
Yeah, the worst is like you'd be at the grocery store with your baby and they'd be like, oh, you used to be that cute.
Yeah.
To like their preschool kids.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, God, I got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so much spite.
What do you say to them at home?
Yeah.
There's so much spite in your voice.
You're like, how bad is that kid? Because mine is currently sucking on the handle of this cart. I would love a non-cart sucker at your age.
Well, people just say the worst things to people with babies.
Yeah. Well, and people...
They grow up and leave you.
Well, people with teens... People with teens, like, it is so hard parenting a teen. It is easily the hardest era that we've been in, stage that we've been in. And there's no, like, real tool. I mean, there's tools, but you don't know what to do. So one of the things that you do is just publicly shame them. And that's what
or you just get
love to
passive aggressive
to
the new baby family.
Yeah. People love to crap on their teenagers in front of other people. They love it.
And it's a very easy joke.
It's very easy to do. And it's like, I don't know. I get where it comes from, but resist if you can.
Yeah.
Just resist. But yeah, so Trey was like telling me, he's like, because originally I think his wife was gonna come and then just baby stuff, and then he's like, at first she was like we were bringing the baby on a lot of the dates because Trey's out touring, and I was like, I kind of got the sense that is because he was like, we were in that stage. It was like, this won't. Having this kid
they're portable.
Yeah, well, this will barely affect us at all. And I think the family and her and the kid are like, it'd be nice to stay home this weekend. That would be really, really fun to
travel with an infant.
Yeah.
That's.
But he said that baby's been on like 15 flights already.
Wow. Dusty Slay has a joke about being in a hotel room with a baby.
Oh.
Like in the crib, the portable crib.
Oh gosh, I wish we would have done comedy during this era of our lives. What's the joke? Do you know it?
You wish you did comedy.
I wish I did. Because that would have been a whole.
That's like a gold mine. I actually don't know. I don't know the full because I don't memorize bits.
Yeah.
But that's the premise.
There's nothing less relaxing. That's what it is.
The flight is you're trapped with all these strangers with like a time bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what being on a plane with a baby is. And they don't let you wear them anymore, like you can't have them in a sling or like they're like, take your baby out of the harness.
Yeah.
And they're like asleep and you have to do that. And
take them out of the harness, hold them instead, unbelted.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Airline code.
So bizarre.
It's amazing how much like a Best Western feels like a jail when there's a baby in it all of a sudden. You're like, this has no element of relaxation to it.
I have, the first time we traveled with you for comedy, and we thought we were just hot stuff.
At the Quality Inn in Lake Elsinore.
It was my birthday weekend. And our family of 5 went with you to go. You worked at that club next to the trampoline park. That's gone now. So we're just waltzing in, and we're ground level.
Full of cinnamon rolls from the complimentary breakfast.
We're off the freeway, right by the freeway, ground level.
Yeah.
Single entry.
Yeah.
Like our door opens up to the parking lot.
Which is where the pool is. It's one of those
We're
hotels
next to
where the pool
pool
is in the parking lot, essentially.
And it's like a postage stamp pool. And we swam.
It's great.
We swam. Somebody, like, there's like one old couple, like, kind of making out in the pool, and us.
Yeah.
We swam. You left for the show. I got 3 kids to sleep in a hotel room, like a baby.
Yeah.
And a preschooler and a grade schooler, all asleep. Like, they're all sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
Because we probably only paid for 1 bed. And it was just the time of our lives.
Yeah, that was the best part of those years when you would do that, is I got to leave while you got them down.
So because I babysat, or excuse me, our teen daughter. I was like, hey, I don't know what you're doing all weekend,
right?
But Saturday night you have to be home for 4 hours with your sister.
Yeah.
And then I got home at like 9:50. And I knew they were both going to be up.
Yeah.
But I was like, I should have just stayed out. Like, I paid my teenage daughter to watch our 9-year-old, and I should have just stayed out because like I came home for the worst part, which is like kicking them off technology. And getting them to go to bed on a Saturday night. I just really misplayed it.
Yeah. And now imagine all of that in a hotel room.
Oh, I can imagine it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying to our listeners who have done, that's what I'm saying.
Because I used to pack like everything.
Oh, I know.
We would have
I would bring it in from the van.
Scooters, board books, baby board books,
and now we
pack
don't even
and play.
pack all the kids.
Booster seats and little high chairs, little portable high chairs, all of it.
It's a lot. Like staying in a hotel with your kid is taking the most relaxing thing and making it unrelaxing. It's
especially little kids.
Little kids. It's like going to like a 5-star restaurant and there's like a crab biting you, pinching your feet. Like you're like, this meal is great. Don't get me wrong. It's just this crab keeps bothering me. I can't fully relax because this crab under the table.
Well, I do. I feel a responsibility.
And you have to breastfeed the crab.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot. When they pinch, it's...
That is breastfeeding.
Yeah.
I feel, and you feel it even more, like if we bring our kids on a bus, on a plane, on a train, in a restaurant, in a hotel, and they're like wild or worked up, like we're killing the vibe, of course, for ourselves, but especially for everyone else who's like paying to be there.
Yeah.
So it just feels like a constant apology.
If you want to know what it's like to share a hotel room with little kids, go and buy a very, very nice bed, and get a nice blanket and a nice pillow, and then lay that down and try and sleep in the middle of a McDonald's play place.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're like, because this is nice.
It is nice.
This is nice. But then also know, to your point, there's a bunch of people who have that bed in a quiet place next to you. Yep. That you feel really bad that you're like, I know that I'm the play place.
The hotels should make like soundproof rooms for families.
Yeah. I think it's called the Great Wolf Lodge. There should, how they used to have smoking and non-smoking rooms down. They could
just do a family
kids
floor.
halls, non-kids halls.
Like, are you a wedding party?
Yeah.
You're on the 6th floor.
Exactly.
Are you a family with babies?
Are you working?
5th floor.
Are you here for work? You get the quietest one we get.
Like a business
You're down
floor.
here. Now, would I try and sneak our family into one of the quiet ones? Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone would lie. Everyone's like, yeah, this is a business trip. Yeah. So it wouldn't work because nobody's honest.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's good to see Trey.
That's
It was
good.
good to see Trey.
That's good.
All right, let's dive into a little bit of Father's Day stuff here. It's Father's Day this weekend. Dads and grads, and grads are anything anymore, right? You can be graduating high school, college. You can be graduating from
Kindergarten.
You can be
Preschool.
You can be graduating from T-ball. Everybody gets a graduation now. Your plant grew. It gets a graduation.
Closing ceremony.
We talked about the massages for earlier, and
Yeah.
I feel like Mother's Day and Father's Day they're very weird gifts to get for because they feel less personal. Like a birthday is I'm getting you a personal thing.
Yeah.
And Mother's Day and Father's Day,
It's a relationship.
it feels like the family's getting you something.
I think the point is to be intentional.
Right.
I was just talking to a random dad, and what was it? We were talking about Father's Day, and I was like, yeah, at least you maybe get to go to a Padres game or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, maybe. And
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's it. You're like, we're doing a family thing.
Yeah.
That's
It's a family thing. And I mean,
even if 8 out of 10 don't want to do it.
right. Which of course they don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's my problem with most Father's Day gifts is all the Father's Day gifts are meant to improve dad.
Right.
How can we make dad better?
Well, I think the point is every retailer is like, hey, it's Father's Day.
Yeah. Hey,
And-
let's get him a tie. Dad looks like crap. Hey, dad needs a deodorant. Get dad.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dad likes a new razor.
Yeah. How about some shaving stuff? Dad, you look like hell. Clean your face up, Dad. You look terrible. Here's some tools.
Yeah.
Go fix some stuff, Dad.
Yeah.
You need to get better. You need to make the house better. I feel like all the gifts, they should come with a card that say Happy Father's Day. Hope you can get it together this year, Dad.
Right.
They're all, I don't know.
Could you imagine buying workout outfits for Mother's Day?
That's what I'm saying. It does not, I feel like the tone of Mother's Day is more grateful. Thank you for being such a great mom. And even though the gifts aren't great. But
I think dads are harder to shop for.
Well, that's because men are not allowed to express feelings and let people know that they have emotion or they heart or that they would be grateful for anything or express a genuine desire. Other than oh, but we could have some time with mom. That's the only emotion they're allowed to show. So, So I would say the spirit of Mother's Day feels, and Mother's Day gifts suck too. I'm not saying saying you have it better. I'm just saying to me the heart feels more like Mom's great. We love Mom, and a little more Dad's Dad. We gotta help Dad.
That's kind of a afterthought, and also just pull it together.
Yeah. Dad is a fixer-upper.
Right.
Dad is gosh, if we could just help him a little this year. If we could just get him a little something, maybe Dad can stop being such a loser. Every day looks worse. He smells worse. That's all.
I don't know. It's a weird. Mother's Day and Father's Day are weird.
Yeah, they are weird holidays. You know what? You know what? You know what the gift for Mother's Day and Father's Day should be?
What?
An extra day of school.
Yeah. School on Sunday.
School on Sunday. Up top. Yeah, that's what I want.
Bye.
Everybody has to go to school. It's Mother's Day. As opposed to the kids being like, we made you something. You're like, okay, well, now I have to go replace all those items and clean up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I know.
Yeah.
We're getting near, in 2 years from now, we're going to have a real graduation, a high school graduation.
Yeah. So we have our daughter's 8th grade graduation in June, like in a year.
Next year, yeah.
And then our son's high school graduation, and he didn't really get an 8th grade graduation because it was COVID.
Little thing called the global pandemic.
We did a drive-through graduation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's different for sure. But
and we got shamed for that.
Well, you know what it was I didn't make his sisters come to it.
Right.
Because they had like a half day and it's the last day of school, so they're just like watching movies and signing yearbooks. And I was like, you're going to be way happier doing that than sitting in our car.
Yeah.
Waiting to drive past his middle school. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the one you were talking about. Not the birthday drive-by. They did, that's right, at the middle school where they...
And then they like put it on like Facebook Live or something. Yeah. Well, actually, the worst part of that whole day, because like on an 8th grade graduation day in Southern California, the kids have to get to school by 7 a.m. Mm-hmm. So you're up at like 5:30, and this is the last day of school, so you don't want to do that, and it's just like nuts. There's no parking. It's just crazy, and then you have to arrange rides for your other kids because they're going to get out, and you're trying to. So we did a brunch with him, which was crazy and busy and crowded. And if you ever eaten with a teenage son, they just like demolish their plate in 2 minutes and are ready to leave. Yeah. And you've like waited an hour for this meal. You're talking about
him or me?
It's both of you.
I'll go get the car.
Yeah. Yes. And so that's not super great. And then on the way home, we were like, hey, this seems like a great time to tell you that we want to like limit your screen time this summer. And we did that.
Oh, yeah.
And
whoopsie daisy.
It did not go well. And
it didn't?
No, it didn't. And these are the kind of mistakes you make with your oldest child.
They make them on your first kid, which is why they're the best kid so often.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, I had to figure this out myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have some parent who had figured this crap out.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out with my friend.
That was their little tinker toy. You were out with your friend.
I was out with my friend Saturday, and she took me to this like hip sushi restaurant in Gaslamp. And she was like, we could book this for the boys' graduation. She's like, the rate's pretty affordable if a couple of us went in on this.
From 2 years from now?
I know. It's in 2 years. And she's like, we got to reserve early. And I was like, don't they like go to Disney or something? Isn't there like a grad night?
We're thinking about doing a downtown sushi with our moms. I know we live in Southern California.
It's pretty affordable.
Which has the Pacific Ocean and about 9 theme parks. But sushi with
Shay
with the
moms.
And Mel.
It's hard to beat.
But
in my head,
little California rolls with the moms.
I do think that it is so hard to plan stuff for teenagers.
Yeah.
That it does kind of feel like something that they're gonna not want.
Yeah. Well, and even if they do want it, they won't express it. And one of the hard things that I struggle with is when we do provide a thing for our kids, they're not actively enjoying it the way that I would hope. And I got to remember, like, that's not on me. They'll remember this differently. Mm-hmm. All my best childhood memories, I don't remember. I probably wasn't beaming through them and being like, thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you for everything.
So grateful. Yeah.
I
know. I just think in my head, I was like, there's so many other ways I'd rather spend that money. Like, on, his college books or, like dorm room stuff. Or like in my head, I was just like, what if he just like goes to like Disneyland with like his friend group? I don't know. Like, I was like,
I mean, Sushi with Mom sounds like a PTA fundraiser. Like, it's like,
we're going to have sushi.
You're like, I had to do 12 years of schooling just to get this is my reward. It was a sushi and
she was like, because they had it
on a Monday night.
Yeah,
they had a screen, and she's like, we could put their baby pictures on the screen. It was very sweet.
It's not the best. It's not the worst idea I've ever heard. Actually,
it was a very cool venue.
You can do my funeral there. That's nice. You always need you know how much I love sushi.
That's what I mean. Is like it already feels like a swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Even 2 years out.
Yeah.
But she's like, we got to book it now. You know, it'll fill up, and it was very sweet. But I just don't know if that's what a teenager really wants.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know either. I don't know what they want. They want to hang out with their friends.
They want to hang out with their friends. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, we should get into some emails here.
All right.
Some emails, and we want to do a Bingo Dingo review of the last Ted Lasso 2. I think we covered everything about Kansas City. Oh, I was going to tell you 2 quick Kansas City things.
Okay.
One, or 3 quick things. One, they got a new airport. It's incredible.
Nice.
It's unbelievable. So nice. 2, they so Kansas City's got like a real come up right now, which a lot of the Midwest cities do because people are moving there. And I was there was this like younger merch girl that I was talking to, Jenny, and she was very nice. And where I was like, "Do you live here? Are you from here?" She's like, "Yeah, born and raised here." And I was like, "Do you want to stay here? Do you want to go off somewhere? Where do you want to go?" And she said, "Yeah, I like grew up thinking I always wanted to leave here." And she's like, "But now I'm like, why would I leave now? It just got cool here."
Yeah.
I think that is a lot of the Midwest when you go. But I was going to tell this story. So the shirt right here from Mills Records, we were dinking around after we got breakfast. We went in and like we were just looking at records and some books, and I just got the shirt, and I really like this shirt, and I go and check it out. And Andy will know this reference, and then we'll explain it to you. I go and I buy the shirt. And she goes, this is a good pick that you ate here. And I go, "Oh, thank you." And she goes, 2 weeks ago, Robert Plant just came in. Robert Plant is the lead singer of Led Zeppelin. Maybe, one of the greatest frontmen.
Rock stars of all time.
I mean, it's... if you said that Robert Plant is the greatest rock star of all time, no one would be like, "I don't know about that."
Right.
But you can make a case for him. Like,
amazing.
Great frontman, great band. Nobody has anything bad to say about Led Zeppelin or Robert Plant. And she goes, "He came in here just unannounced 2 weeks ago, just as a customer in a record store." For Robert Plant to show up at your record store, which, rock stars do that. Musicians, they do that. That's what they love, Yeah. And she goes, "Yeah, he looked around for an hour. He bought like 10, 20 records." And she goes, "And he picked out that shirt." I'm just as cool as the guy from Led Zeppelin. I knew it all along. So, anyways, that was a fun story. And then I was talking to Taylor about, because she didn't know who he was, and I was like, "That's fine." It's neither did Melissa, not by name.
I didn't. Nope. Mm-mm.
And I was like, and I said, and we got into a discussion of who the hottest rock star of all time was, male, and it was, and because I showed her a picture, and she goes like, "That's what rock stars." She goes, "That's what you want a rock star to look like." Yeah. And it was a hot debate. Okay. And and again, if you knew more rock stars, you could chime in on this, but it's just gonna be Andy and I, 2 straight males, debating who the hottest rock star was. There was the classic names came up. Bowie, Jim Morrison was the one. Who were the other ones? Bon Jovi, Axl Rose, Tommy Lee. But I think the universal one we decided is the hottest rock star of all time was Lenny Kravitz.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Not as famous as the...
Right.
I mean, the name recognition actually might be more famous.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that he even gets that name because he had like 2 hits.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have any other entries?
Ooh.
Other than Dustin Kensrue?
Yeah. 80K.
There's also like the modern era ones.
Yeah, I think like Adam Levine, it goes
Harry
up there
Styles.
now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call him a rock star anymore, though. Yeah,
that's
in the
tough.
pop genre,
right?
Because to me, when we were doing female, it was a '90s kid. It was Gwen Stefani. Oh my gosh! But I don't even put her in the. She was then, and no doubt was absolutely a rock band. But she's kind of poppy now. Like you wouldn't call Kelly Clarkson.
Would you? Yeah. Would you consider that? Yeah. I mean, because that's the thing though. Lenny Kravitz was like right on that brink of
cusp.
pop because like his hits were like these are kind of more like pop
Are you gonna
songs.
go my way?
Yeah, I want to get away.
Yeah,
like,
those were rocky.
they're rocky.
Yeah.
I get it, but for the same reason that like
They were no
Maroon
scat
5
man.
has some like kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
I
but
think
like
the Scat Man is the clear winner.
Scat Man is the clear winner here. But Lenny Kravitz is a sexy man.
Oh, yeah.
Like I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
I don't think yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Jimi Hendrix, I mean, I guess it's like, do you...
What was
like,
interesting about the Beatles is no one really talked about them as hot. Also, Elvis, like, you can't... I mean...
Yeah.
Okay, well, shoot us some emails at dontmakemecomebackthere@gmail.com who you think the hottest rock star of all time is. We're on the male one right now. I'm not going to do female because that feels objectifying.
Yeah.
But it feels honoring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe like to really, I think from an inclusion point of view, we're going to have to go down that road.
Well, Mel can lead that discussion
Yes.
then. I feel very uncomfortable doing that, but man, Lenny Kravitz, what a babe. What a babe. Speaking of babes, we just finished the finale of Ted Lasso. Have you finished it yet?
I have.
Are you all caught up? So, where's this going to be a spoiler-free Bingo Dingo
Okay.
review of kind of the last season / the finale / the overall show of Ted Lasso. We finished it last week. We wanted to do it before you went and subbed at Goldstein and before I hit the road, so we watched it during the day.
Yeah. They were hour, 20-minute episodes. They got pretty long
They
there.
did get pretty long there. Here's my take. One of the greatest TV shows ever made. It's unbelievable that you find something that makes you want to make better art and to be a better person. And that show makes you want to do both. Like you are inspired by like what kind of content and work you can put into the world, like that show did. And also just the messages of it kind of apply to you as a human being as well. So I love when a show has a timeline of when it's going to end. And that's what I liked about this show. Because as we kind of got into season 3, I felt like or was it 4? How many seasons were there? 3, right?
I think there were 3, but...
like I was about near the end of the arc with some of these characters. Like you had taken me on the places I wanted to go with them.
Sure.
And it didn't get to the point where I felt like they were stretching. And I thought the last 2 episodes, the second to last episode, the Mom City, was maybe my favorite episode in all of the show's history. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Incredibly satisfying payoff of a show. 5 out of 5 Bingo Dingos from this guy right here.
So my friend that I was hanging out with over the weekend, she told me that she's been online. There's these fan theories that they're the Wizard of Oz. And they Jamie gets a heart. You know, the Tin Man, and
But
someone,
Roy got a heart.
Someone gets a brain. Well, okay.
I think Jamie would get a brain.
Jamie would get a brain.
Roy would get a heart.
Yeah.
Who was scared? Who didn't have the courage?
Someone,
Who's the lion?
Nate. One of Nate
What
got
what
one
did the
of them.
lion get again?
Courage.
Yeah.
What was it though?
Courage.
The heart, or what was his?
No,
What was
it was
his
literally just
Yeah, because he wasn't,
courage.
so he wouldn't be afraid
Yeah.
anymore. Because remember,
Oh, it
a
was just
scaredy
called-
cat
it was just
lion.
called
Heart.
If
brain,
I only had a what? What did he
courage.
sing?
That's
He
the
didn't
say-
Scarecrow. If I only had
Okay.
a brain.
They all had it.
Heart,
If I only had a
brain, courage.
He did not say courage.
Yes, I
he did
promise
not,
you.
He did not
I
sing if I
promise
only had
you.
a courage.
No,
They
no,
all
no,
had it if I only
no.
had a heart, if I only had a brain.
Brave? Was it brave? Maybe that's the word he's saying.
Literally.
Oh, well, here we go.
Okay, the Wizard of Oz
If
gives
I
him.
out Wizard of Oz you here, you cannot
You literally can't.
What?
Do you remember his song? He
Did-
has the
Oh, did they not all have the same song?
no.
No, they don't have the same song.
He had the crown. Right?
Oh,
Remember,
hilarious.
Yeah.
Remember his
Because
song?
he had to
is-
become the king. He couldn't be the king if he wasn't brave and if he
Yeah.
wasn't courageous. And that's like he's a scaredy cat. Like that's the
He's scared of everything.
storyline. He's scared of everything.
Yeah.
Scarecrow who wishes he had brains, the Tim who along for a heart, and the lion who seeked courage. Okay, I've seen the Wizard of Oz maybe twice. So
And then
all right.
Dorothy wanted the home.
I thought they all
Yeah.
had the same song, but they just switched out their thing. So okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. Well, anyways,
I'm glad I did not out Wizard of Oz you there. That would have put a real strain in this relationship.
anyways,
So
I
who
just
got
thought that
the
was
courage
kind of
though?
fun.
Nate?
I think it was Nate. I haven't seen these chat rooms about.
I don't know.
Wizard
I
of
might go
Oz.
with Ted. because I think like because there was like his whole vulnerability story, and just like and him like having the courage, I think, to face the realities because he was always pushing away,
right?
Yeah,
like his growth is. His childhood and that whole thing, and then finally embraced it through counseling and
maybe the boss. What was her name? Hannah's Rebecca, because she stood up to Rupert. She kind of
It's not perfect. I mean, you can definitely Google that. But anyways, I thought it was just kind of fun.
Yeah,
because there was so many ties to Kansas in the show.
Right,
it was fun.
That's fun. I like that. That's
interesting. It was just a fun little bow, but yeah, it was a great series. And we had said we started it during the pandemic.
It was a 2020 show. It was a pandemic show. So.
And so it feels like another like thing that's come to fruition and ended.
We don't have to wear masks anymore now that we finished Ted Lasso.
So it feels like a timestamp,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm giving it 5 out of 5 as well.
Very satisfying arcs. Every character got a payoff that I was very happy with. There was one ambiguous relationship thing that some people are mad about, but I think it was good that it ended like that. Andy, you're up.
Yeah. I think you called out something fun about it is that I like that the order or the pacing in which they did kind of wrap up stories because I think it helped to focus in on that one big story at the end.
Right.
Because and not have to play too many things in one episode or 2 episodes. Like it really like lit because that entire story arc for his character over the entire series was just like phenomenal.
Yep.
And so like
at the end of one of my it's not a complaint, but I was happy that the last 2 episodes were very Ted focused because you're like, this is the show. Like I like. Succession was about how everybody interacts with Logan. The Office was about how everybody interacts with Michael Scott. This show was about how everybody interacts with Ted Lasso.
Right.
He is kind of
the through line.
The through line, the wall that the tennis balls are bouncing off of. So you kind of... but we needed all the arcs were very compelling. Colin was like this season 3 was very good and new, and we got to know that character. And I liked the what's the reporter's name? Trent was fun. Yeah, that was all good. But ultimately, you're like, I need Ted payoff here because there's a lot of looming stuff.
Yeah, both the Nate and Ted payoff. Like those 2 story arcs for me were just like the best. Like Nate's entire thing. Like that to me was like I was most interested in Nate's story the whole way because I'm like this thing is just like
and I did not
good.
like it at first.
It was hard. We were really frustrated with it in the first season, and then but then I went and read a bunch of stuff on Twitter behind the scenes on his character, and it was just like, this is gonna be so good in a few as we make it towards the rest of the season. So for me 5 out of 5. 100%.
5 out of 5.
It's a great show.
Yep, all on board.
Great. All right, let's do one email, and then we're going to get out of here.
All right.
This is from Daniel, friend of the podcast.
Hey, Daniel.
Subject, bad parenting advice, turn the other cheek or laugh. Quick story. I own a hot dog stand that is directly across the street from the high school where my son Parker is a junior. Uh-oh.
Wow.
One kid yelled out to him.
Are you serious?
Yes, is it? One kid yelled out to him in the hallway mockingly, "Hey, Parker, I hear your dad is the weenie man." Parker simply replied, "Yeah, that's right, and I hear your fat mom loves them."
Whoa.
While I don't condone this behavior, I did laugh. How would you handle this? I heard your fat mom loves it. Listen, Daniel, you cannot get mad at your kid for this because you put a hot dog stand across from your kid's high school, and you got to let him cope in whatever way he has to cope. Just be thankful that he's quick-witted, and that he had and your fat mom loves him. We're such 90s kids. You're like, oh, fat mom joke's the funniest thing in the world still.
Yeah, I'm like, I've trained my son to never make those jokes. Like, all of middle school was your mama jokes.
And Andy and I are crying.
Yeah.
And your fat mom loves him. Oh, 5 out of 5 bingo dingos to your kid, Daniel. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening to that episode, everyone. I want to give a special shout out to our As Essential as Oils patrons. That's our $25 a month and up patrons. Thank you guys so much for your support of the podcast.
Absolutely. We've got Averill Griffiths,
Adam Bush,
Allison Nelson,
Bonnie Galindo,
Carrie Teague,
Caroline Crimmins,
Code to Grow,
Courtney Eibling,
Dem Eris Diaz-Stevens,
Dave and Melissa Cox,
Dave Hoagland,
Isaac Teron,
Jason White,
Jennifer Ashley Downs,
Jordan Cowan,
Juliana Smith,
Lori Amos,
Matt and Sam Slosdom,
Nathan and Jennifer Merritt,
Nicole Carraz,
Rachel Wilson,
Rachel Kennedy,
Robert and Nellie Capin,
Stephen Mena,
and Tiffany Payne.
Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to us.
Thank you.